Good evening. Today, can you hear me?
DTM Ramkumar?
Hello?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
DTM Ramkumar, we can't hear you.
Today, can you hear me?
Your voice is very low, Ramkumar.
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please speak louder and closer to the microphone. Start the meeting, please.
Thank you. I can hear loud and clear. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And dear guests, my name is DTM Ramkumar Nakapalli. I'll be the surgeon at arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to our American Society of Safety Professionals Kuwait Toastmasters Club meeting number 74. Can we have a round of applause virtually in your own comfort zone? Appreciate if you can use the virtual applause. We would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in the Toastmaster meeting as per the Toastmaster International guidelines. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Please do not cross-talk while the meeting is in progress. Now, as our meetings are happening online because of this pandemic, as we have mentioned, as we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these in your topics. Please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Please turn off video if you are stepping out of the meeting. As everybody has their mission in their life, we do have mission in the Toastmaster. That is the goals. The mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I announce this meeting as open. And before I hand over, I would also like to congratulate my Data Director, Toastmaster Dinesh Paul, for making this meeting a Speechathon meeting. Don't you miss out with 2 new icebreaker speeches today among the 5 unique speakers in today's meeting. Without further ado, please help me welcome the dynamic Data Director of our own club, President, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Paul. Toastmaster Dinesh, please welcome, all yours.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, DTM Ramkumar Nachpalli. Audience, I hope I am audible.
Yes.
As we are not properly or audible to the DTM Ramkumar, so let me check first if I am audible to all of you. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. I would like to call this meeting to order and it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you at ASSP Toastmasters Club meeting number 75. Let me acknowledge presence of the guests and dignitaries in the meeting. I can see first guest as also they came to help the evaluator, Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim. Full name is not displaying to me. If it is a mistaking, yeah, it is correct. Sarah Ibrahim. Toastmaster Sarah, please introduce yourself by your name and club name. That's enough for me.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sarah Ibrahim, and today I am here to represent Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. And it's good to be here, and I am eagerly waiting to hear speakers and other evaluators and take back a lot of learnings from today's meeting. Thank you, and over to the presiding officer.
And thank you very much. And second guest, I can see the Deepak Rajesh. Can you switch on your camera, please? And I think he has some problem. Let me move forward. Guest Toastmasters Narendra Lad. Can you switch on your camera and say a few words about your name and your club name? Toastmasters Narendra Lad. No, let's move forward. Other, I have my guest come role player also. I will acknowledge them. Our Toastmasters of the day will acknowledge to them. For over almost 3.5 years, ASSP Kuwait Toastmasters Club has created a warm, friendly, and supportive environment. As we gather each second and fourth Saturday of the month at 6:30 p.m. to fulfill our mission. As Sergeant at Arms read out the club mission, might be you all could not listen him at his opening speech. Our mission originates from our club's vision, and that is to be a place of the deep community where ambitious speakers and leaders come to learn, and proven orators and intrepid pioneers continue to grow and share their wisdom. Before we start the next session of the meeting, let us adopt the agenda. And I can see Vice President just joined the Vice President Education just joined the meeting. Toastmaster Jamal, if you are ready to you can share the agenda. Okay, I share the agenda. Agenda is visible to you all. Please, can you give me your voice?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is visible.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, Toastmasters Jamaluddin Sheikh, Vice President Education, I want to hear from you. This agenda is as published or as presented here, or is there any changes, or it is the same?
President, we need somebody to volunteer for grammarian.
Somebody need volunteer?
Yeah.
For what?
For grammarian.
Oh, grammarian. So, if any guest or any other member, Toastmasters who don't have any roles, can volunteer if it is okay with you as a grammarian role. No one? Okay, without taking much time, since I have the, sorry, there is speaker 7, evaluation 6, Noah Madani.
There is a message from
Yeah. Let me read. In email or counter can take the both role. Yeah, Toastmasters Noah Madani is suggesting to our counter if he can take the both role. Toastmasters Prabis. Toastmasters Prabis, are you with us? Toastmasters Prabis are muted. Okay, is there any other changes other than the grammarian role?
everything is fine as it is, except grammarian role.
Okay, so I think just you check personally with the Toastmasters Prabis. He is not able to unmute himself. If he can help, and we will move forward. So with the changes, if Toastmaster Prabis come forward, we'll take the grammarian role. Otherwise, agenda will be the same. So may I request to one of the member Toastmasters to raise a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I, DTM Ramkumar, request to adopt the agenda as it is presented. President, over to you.
Sorry, DTM Ramkumar, just you say like this word. I am the DTM Ramkumar, member of this club. Raise the motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I, DTM Ramkumar Nakipalli, member of American Society of Safety Professional Kuwait Toastmasters Club.
Thank you, DTM Ramkumar.
Raise the motion to adopt the agenda as it is presented by DTM.
Thank you very much. Thank you, DTM Ramkumar. Now I request another one member of the club to second the motion as presented by the DTM Ramkumar.
Myself, Toastmaster Sunil, member of the ASSP Kuwait Toastmasters Club, would like to second the motion proposed by DTM Ramkumar to adopt that agenda.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunil, for seconding the motion. Now, I will ask if there are any objection from any member to adopt the agenda. I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hearing none, I declare officially agenda has been adopted. Before moving forward, I have one more important announcement that Vice President membership hasn't renewed his membership due to some personal reason, and we cannot perform the election for remaining period of only 45 days, as we are ending this term on 30 June 2022. We executive committee members decide to appoint a new vice president membership for remaining period of 45 days, and one of the passionate Toastmasters, Najas T. Abdul Karim, volunteer for vice president membership for this remaining period of this current session. So again, I ask, is there any objection from any other club members to appoint Toastmasters Najas as a BP membership, we can say executive vice president membership for 45 days only? If you have any objection, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hearing none from anyone, I will proceed, and I will ask again to any club member, please raise a motion to appoint Toastmasters Najas as a vice president membership for this period balance.
Myself, Toastmaster Sunil, member of ASSP Kuwait Chapter Toastmasters Club, would like to propose Toastmaster Najas to perform the roles and responsibilities of Vice President membership for the next 45 days of tenure.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunil. Now I request to another one more member to second the motion raised by the Toastmaster Sunil.
Myself, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh. Second the motion. Second the Toastmaster Sunil Sadhana.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Jamaluddin, Vice President Education, for seconding the motion. Now I officially declare Toastmasters Najas T. Abdul Karim appointed as a Vice President membership for remaining period of this term 2021 to 2022, I mean up to 30th June. You can congratulate him by sending emoji or personal chat message. I will move forward by saying the congratulations from me to Toastmasters Najas. I hope you will take this responsibility and do your better. Any meeting or event required a master of ceremony, and today's master of ceremony also called the Toastmaster of the day, and today's Toastmasters of the day bearing two hats. First, he is a nomination chair for upcoming club officers election, and second is the Toastmasters of the day. So now I am leaving the floor to election of chair, for election nomination chair, distinguished Toastmasters Kajetan Barreto, who is not required an intro. I think worldwide is the famous distinguished Toastmasters Kajetan Barreto. All yours.
Thank you, AD Dinesh. I will now present the nomination report. A nomination report is essentially declaring who are intending to be the officers, the club officers for the upcoming term, that is 2022-2023. And here is the nomination report from us. It was presented by myself, and I was supported by Toastmaster Sunil and Toastmaster Prabish. First of all, let me explain what does this mean. It means that the next year, as in this year, we have 7 club officer positions. Members are requested to take up these positions because it helps you all to develop your leadership skills. There are different positions. The president, who provides the overall leadership for the club, VP Education, who ensures that the education goals of the members are met. The VP membership promotes the clubs to attract new Toastmasters to the club, and the VP Public Relations supports the VP membership to create the content in social media, in newspapers, in TV, whatever means possible. The secretary keeps track of everything that happens in the club. The treasurer is very important because he's responsible for the money that comes in and we pay to Toastmasters International. The sergeant at arms is responsible for the logistics, for keeping custody of all the assets of the club. So all of these roles, they work together to create a vibrant club. And I highly recommend all members come forward and take up these roles and develop your communication skills. By default, the current president becomes the immediate past president, that is our President Dinesh Kumarpal. And he provides overall guidance to this team. So here are the nominations as of now. We have only 3 positions that have been nominated, and the 4th position, that is the immediate past president, is by default. So for the position of the president, we have 2 nominations, DTM Ramkumar Nachupali and Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh. I thank them for coming forward and nominating themselves. In the next meeting, we will appoint one of them or any other member who comes forward to be the president of this club. For the Vice President Education, we have only 1 nomination as of now, Fakhruddin Malura, and any other person interested in this position will have to contest from the floor. But our nominated candidate will be Fakhruddin Malura. A big round of applause for him to take up this challenge. VP membership is Toastmaster Najas. There is only one nomination. And the remaining nominations for Public Relations, Secretary, Treasurer, and Sergeant at Arms are, as of now, not nominated. However, all of the 7 positions, anyone who is interested, please reach out to me. Now, if you want to take up this position, you can always contest from the floor on the day of the election, which is 21st of this month. I wish you all the best. Take up this challenge, and even those who have nominated themselves, use these 2 weeks to campaign, to explain to your members why you deserve to be in this position. This is the period for what we call campaigning, just like elections we have in any country. You can send emails, you can reach out to your members, and then make sure that you are the one that the members are looking for and select you. As I said, the immediate past president will be part of the committee to guide the new team and provide them overall guidance. That is my nomination report. Back to you, President.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmasters, Cadet and Barreto, for submitting your nomination report. Now, again, I will hand over this virtual podium to Toastmasters of the Day, Master of Ceremony, who will proceed further this our meeting from now to the till its end.
Thank you once again, Area Director Dinesh and President. It is my pleasure to host this meeting today because it is very special. We are not going to have the traditional Toastmaster meeting made up of 3 segments, which is speeches, table topics, and evaluation, because so many of you have come forward to practice your skills of communication by delivering speeches. We have 7 vibrant speeches, and I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, as a Toastmaster of the day, I had chosen a very interesting topic today called emotional intelligence, and I really wanted to delve a lot into this topic. But because I am mindful of the time, what I am going to do is I'm just going to give you a flavor of what is emotional intelligence, and perhaps I will pick up this topic in a subsequent meeting as a Toastmaster of the day to talk more about it, because as a leader, I believe emotional intelligence these days is very important for you to succeed as a leader. So let me start by creating a simple poll. And I want you to choose the qualities of a good leader. You can choose more than one quality before submitting the poll. I will wait for 10 seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let me share the results of the survey. So a good leader never lets his temper get out of control. That is correct. He has complete trust of his staff. Also correct. Always listens to his team. Must also be correct. If you don't listen to your team, you can't be a good leader. He should be easy to talk to. Trust me, a leader should be easy to talk to. And he should make careful and informed decisions. In fact, all of the answers are correct. In today's world, if you want to be a good leader, you must have all of these qualities, competencies. And someone who has all of these competencies is determined to be one with very high emotional intelligence. That is all I will talk about today on this topic, because as I said, because of time, I have a lot of information to share, but perhaps I will create a separate workshop on it and delve into how we can improve our emotional intelligence, how we can become better leaders. But that is for another day. Let us move on to the meeting itself. And as I said, we have broken the meeting only into two parts. We will have speeches and we will have evaluations. 7 speeches, that's a lot. But to do that, we need some role players. And the most important role player to make sure that this meeting ends on time is my go-to person, the timer. Today, the timer role is being handled by Toastmaster Asma Mughal. She's all the way from Saudi Arabia, Area 78 Director of District 79. Joined first in September 2019. Who inspired you to join? Apparently, she has some problems because this person who helped her to join Toastmasters has done something wrong. And perhaps Asma, the emotional intelligence, if you will join my next session, will help you to deal with such troubles that we face in our lives. But anyway, today the role is all about timing. Please explain your role to all of us here today.
Hello and good evening to all. Greeting Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As timer, I will time the table topics, speakers and formal speakers and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left. Using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. We have now 7 speeches. There are some speech from 5 to 7 minutes, and some of them from 4 to 6 minutes. The speech should be from 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card with the grace period of 30 seconds. The speech from 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card with the grace period of 30 seconds. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asma. Our second role player, very important today, is our general evaluator. And today our general evaluator is Sharil Demri. Toastmaster Sharil comes all the way from Bahrain, member of Bahrain Toastmasters Club, academic coordinator, young, vibrant, dynamic and enthusiastic Toastmaster since 12 months, almost serving as a VPE, that is Vice President Education, which means I hope you have nominated yourself for the club officer's role for the coming term. Please explain your role as a G and also introduce your role players. Today, I believe it is only the R counter. Over to you, Sharil.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, TM Modi, for the lovely introduction. My role as general evaluator is to see the meeting from a third person's point of view, and in the end, I'll present my report. What were the good things and what are the areas of improvement required for the upcoming meeting. With me, I have got a team of Toastmasters who will be helping me out in this journey, and I would like our counter to introduce himself or herself to the meeting and tell the role. Our counter, can I have you? Is our counter over there?
General Evaluator, I think our counter before had message some internet issue. I request you to proceed with the If he comes, he will take over.
Okay.
Toastmaster.
By the time grammarian can take the role of the counter as well, and just check how many gap fillers the speakers have used during the. I'll present my report by end of the meeting. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Cheryl. And let us now move to the first part of our segment, which is the prepared speeches. As I mentioned, we have a lot of speeches. Sit back, relax, maybe have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show that's coming your way. Our first speech is delivered by Toastmaster Sunil Sadhana. Toastmaster Sunil is a member of ASSP Kuwait and Bhavan's Kuwait Malayalam Toastmasters Club, working as a health and safety environment professional in Kuwait Aviation Fueling Company, and served as president of ASSP Chapter, follows by other ExCom roles in Chapter as well as in Toastmaster clubs too. Today he is delivering a level 2 project, and his project will be explained by his evaluator, who is DTM Priscilla Dias.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening to one and all. Today, Toastmaster Sunil is going to deliver his level 2 project in Dynamic Leadership Path. And it is the first project, Understanding Your Leadership Style. The purpose of this project is for him to identify his primary leadership style or styles, and also to share with us some aspect of his primary leadership style, or to discuss leadership styles in general. His speech title is Leadership Always Predominates. Leadership Always Predominates. Toastmaster Sunil, you have 5 to 7 minutes to deliver your speech. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Evaluator DTM Priscilla. Toastmaster Sunil, the floor is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening to all of you. Leadership is an action and not a position. Donald McCannon, who was executive in the formative years of television industry in the United States, explained this during one of his speeches. And I feel that it is true. Your actions are the ones which makes you a leader or an influencer or a motivator. As a leader, I was able to manage 3 different roles in my life. The first one, which starts always at home. A leader in your family is father. It is your action which will be adopted by children. It is always suggested to practice what you preach to your children, because they are following your own steps in their life. It reminds me of a video which I used to play as a safety moment in the meetings. And here it is. Let us have a feel of that.
Good or bad, a habit is very simple to pick up. What they see is what they do. This World No Tobacco Day. Say no to smoking and stop the habit.
I'm sure all of you have gone through this video at some other moment. Here you can see that father was on the phone and happily watching the imitation of his son showing his driving and his activities. Later, when he took that small piece of pencil or pen and started showing us smoking a cigarette and releasing the smoke, the father gets upset and decides to quit smoking. This is a classic example of an action of a leader at home, which is being adopted by children. We need very much in caution on our action as a father or a mother who are leaders of the family. The second case which I would like to present is my workplace, where I'm able to take a very small leadership among the peers, among us. As a senior person in the section, my team has always given me a recognition for me to lead, and I have taken that opportunity to lead my peer group along with me, who are my colleagues. The leadership which I could adopt was a democratic style, which built consensus among participation of everyone in the team and taking the note of their views and adopting the best one without any vested interest. Democratic leader shares the problem space and include everyone in decision-making process. In the famous CEOs around the world, Larry Page was an inspiring example for this democratic leadership. But sometimes I had to use autocratic, the authoritative style. The authoritative styles retains all power, authorities, and control and reserve the right to make all decisions. But it will be applied only when we use to accomplish a certain task and need to be done on a fast track basis. In this style, I always use the management support as a backup for my decisions and actions for the leadership style, which I adopt with the prior consent from them. Later in the part of my life, I got an opportunity to lead a professional organization, which all of you know, that American Society of Safety Professionals. And there I had a series of leadership right from the head of the committees towards treasurer, then secretary, then vice president, and the president, where president will be playing the full team, taking a leadership. During my tenure, I have different styles of leadership, which I have to use because it's a social organization. All the members, everybody, they use their free time and come to work for the society for various social promotions, where we promote health, safety, and environment through that. So the leadership should be most adaptive one, which will be for the members, because they don't get any remuneration, just the passion which they take out from this volunteering. So there I have used something else called with affiliative style. I try to create emotional bonds and harmony with the governing team members, etc. I will talk to them. I'll personally meet them. I will always congratulate them. When there is any achievement, I showcase them. With that, I was able to make a very good bond among them, and they were able to consider me as a good leader. During that particular time itself, I had a professional development conference, which was the most successful for the past 9 conferences which we had in the history of American Society of Safety Professions. So my leadership there, I organized, was very well adaptive, and there was a good teamwork, and which had really given a successful outcome of the conference. Similarly, in safety leadership, in the safety principle, leadership has an active role in that, because his action, the demonstration, the visible committed demonstration which is displayed always enhances the safety performance in any organization. We had, in any organization, if the safety leaders set standard and values, they connect and motivate and inspire others. They are visible on their front line, leading by example and working proactively to reduce any risk in the company. The leadership styles of the leaders affect safety outcomes in the organization. And it was found that employees in the organization tend to comply with the safety by obeying the safety rules, where the leaders are high in transactional style. So leadership has a predominating role, and choose your style to suit the occasion. And the leadership always had a predominant role in everybody's career or human life. Over to you. With that note, over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for sharing with us this insights into leadership, especially your own leadership style. I'm trying a new way of giving feedback to speakers, so I will be launching a special type of poll. Please give your feedback to Sunil using this new poll format. I will give another 15 seconds. Please quickly type in your feedback. You can type short sentences, something that he can take home and improve upon in his next speech. I will end the poll now. Great. Quite a lot of responses. Any further feedback you can put in the chat. Let's move on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Karimullah Sheikh. Now, Karimullah Sheikh is a profession is a health and safety specialist in Flow PMC for 23 major projects. He joined Toastmasters in 2018, and he has not indicated who has inspired him to join Toastmasters. But regardless, I hope that all of us keep him inspired to stay in Toastmasters. Today, he's taking up a level 1 project, and his project objectives will be explained by distinguished Toastmaster Ram Kumar Nachupali.
Thank you, Toastmaster today, TPM Faculty. Today, our topic speaker is Karimullah Sheikh. He's embarking on his Corporate Level 1 project, Speech 2 from the Dynamic Leadership Project. Speech 2. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his evaluator for his first speech. The title of the speech is A Cup of Coffee, and timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note the timing, 5 to 7 minutes. The title of the speech is A Cup of Coffee. A Cup of Coffee, Karimullah Sheikh. Over to you. Thank you. Toastmaster today.
Toastmaster Karimullah, the floor is all yours. Please start.
Am I audible clearly, sir?
Yes, you are audible very clear to me. You can start now.
Thank you very much. Toastmasters, imagine early in the morning, sun is about to rise in the east, and sitting in the relaxing chair on your balcony, having and enjoying the garden's greenery, and reading the newspaper and having a cup of coffee with your life partner. What a beautiful scene. Just imagine. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, very good evening to everyone. Today, I am going to tell about a small incident in my life which changed my perception about my wife. And what I said in beginning of my statement, I hope every couple would like to do that. Of course, my wife also wanted to have a cup of coffee with me, at least on Sundays. because other days we are busy with our children and our their school. Of course, let me take you back in 2004. It was Sunday when I got ready to go to meet one of my clients to discuss about his house construction and to finalize. I almost supposed to move from house. My wife came there and offered a coffee with her smile and innocent face. As I have appointment at 7 o'clock, I had 30 minutes time, then I agreed. And immediately, of course, she was very happy. She ran into the hall and brought one newspaper and gave me, and again run away to the kitchen to make coffee. I felt very happy to see her happiness. And I was sitting in the balcony, had a look, greenery, gardens greenery, nice, and sun is rising, reflecting rays on my face. Of course, I started reading newspaper. After some time, my wife came with coffee, gave a coffee cup, gave me, and she sat down on the front chair. So she started chatting. We both were enjoying fully as she wanted. You don't believe 1 hour passed without knowing. And I forgot my appointment. When I remembered my appointment, my smile had gone. And I got angry. She realized my feelings and her mistake. And she asked with a scared face, "Is there any wrong?" I shouted her, "It is not your mistake. There is no wrong from you. It was my mistake. I felt, I came into your talk and I forgot my appointment with my client." And then I said many things and I warned her, "Don't offer your coffee when I get ready to go to outside." And came outside and started my bike, had a look at my wife. She was crying. I did not care her and moved from there. I already got 45 minutes late. So I was going on high speed. When I entered client's colony, and all of a sudden, one black bulldog, big one, barked and jumped on me. I accelerated my bike and I tried to escape from the dog, but I could not control my bike and finally fell down on unpaved road. I had many skin scratches on my body, blood spots on my cloth. Of course, luckily no fracture. One gentleman came and helped me to get up and gave some water. Then I sat on the edge of the road. I remembered my wife, what I did at home. Then realized I should not have scolded her. She was crying when I was coming outside. So I decided I will never hurt my wife. So I learned a lesson in that incident. The gents' emotional intelligence, they don't quarrel with wives when they go to work. After that, she offers, whenever she offers the coffee, I never said no. And she also offered coffee if I have enough time. So I request to all, whenever your wife offers coffee, please don't say no. It will be good for you mentally and physically. Thank you. Over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karimullah. I would like to know what is the special coffee that your wife makes, because in our house, I make the coffee. And if you can stay for 45 minutes drinking coffee with your wife, yeah, my wife definitely is interested in this coffee. Let's give feedback to Karimullah for his wife and his coffee and drinking it every day together. In the interest of time, do try to speed up, give short feedback. I have another 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Further feedback can be given in the chat to the speaker. Let's move on to our third speaker, Toastmaster Najas. Najas Abdul Karim leads HSE at KOC, joined Toastmasters in 2012 with keen for Toastmasters Club, Bahrain. Who invited him to Toastmasters? His ex-boss, who is the club sponsor, and he introduced him to Toastmasters International. Today, Toastmaster Najas is delivering an icebreaker. Amazing. I always like icebreakers. To explain what his speech is all about is Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh, his evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. My target speaker, Toastmaster Najas TA, is embarking his project Leadership Development Level 1, Project 1 Icebreaker. The speech title is God's Own Country. The purpose statement for this project is for member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Toastmaster Najas, best of luck. Please proceed.
Thank you.
Thank
Toastmaster
you.
Najas, just to remind you, your time is 4 to 6 minutes, okay? The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Beyond the Western Ghats in South India, there's a greenery land called God's Own Country, Kerala, my own native place. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all. I am Najas Tategat Abdul Karim, hailing from a small village called Nettur, which is near to the Cochin city in Kerala. And my village is Grama Panchayat when I was born in 1984. Now the situation is changed whole, and now it become a municipality, which is famous for the 5-star hotels like Le Meridian, Crown Plaza, Lakeshore Hospital, and many international car showroom brands like Benz, Audi, BMW, and the Tata, our own Tata, Suzuki, and other things. So because of that, the revenue has gone into the local body, and it is one of the fastest revenue generating local body in the last 10 years. We can tell it. Coming back, I did my schooling in a place called Tripunithura, which is called as a royal kingdom place. And my school was previously, it was a palace of king, and the king donated to the school, and it has been running like that. So it was my second home from KG to standard 12. That is 14 years. I did the schooling in the same school, and the location was very familiar. And up to seventh, there was an auto rickshaw hailing from my house, and he is taken to the school. Later that, we had to go around by the private buses. I still remember the journey, country board journey, river crossing against in order to go for a shortest route to the school. After my schooling, I did my entrance and got selection in one of the prominent university in Kerala, Cochin University of Science and Technology. And initially, I got in mechanical engineering, and later, due to the higher option opportunity, I was shifted to the fire and safety. And in 2002 and in 2007, I graduated from Kuzak as a fire and safety engineer. And during my first job in a company called IVRCL, I was the regional coordinator for the Kerala, the whole Kerala. And it was my passion to travel and photography. So it enhances my hobby that I had to travel from the south of the Kerala to the north. We have around 14 sites, and also frequent travel to the Hyderabad and Chennai, which is nearby units. So traveling, it gives an embraces opportunity to travel around, especially the South India. I still remember one of the mail I got it from my Hyderabad, from my boss, stating that Najas, you have to go for an investigation, incident investigation in Chennai. So Sir, I said, I politely replied, Sir, I just now only came from Hyderabad after the audit, and there are some important works to be done here, so please excuse me. So after that, after 1 week, again I received the same mail, the same site. When I called directly to my boss, sir, I already said excuse to remove from the investigation. So Najas, it is not the same case. We have two fatal incidents in a short span of 1 month or 1 week. So you must have to go for a investigation there. So I proceed for an investigation in Salem, Madurai. It was a highway project. So immediately I'm traveling, it was my passion. So I got a chance to travel here and there rather than consolidating into one location. So that was my first appointment. After that one, I moved to Mumbai in a public sector company which is called Hindustan Organic Chemicals. There also we have 10 to 12, 10 to 15 management trainees are there in my batch. And we had all this for the Maharashtra and nearby locations. Then after Mumbai, I moved to Bahrain for 6 years. I joined the Toastmasters immediately after 1 month, within 1 month of arrival in Bahrain, due to the pressure from my ex-boss. But it was very good. I enjoyed, and I completed my competent communicator award. And I left when I left from 2018. I left Bahrain. So the pathways were starting, and I'm just reinstated here with the ASSP and ASSP Toastmasters. And I'm restarting my pathways from level 1 as an icebreaker. So frankly speaking, this is my second icebreaker in Toastmaster speeches. So after 6 years of Bahrain, in between I did my 2 shutdowns in Qatar and Kuwait. And I think only the Saudi is left in GCC where I had to visit. Balance all GCC countries I visited. And finally, I am here in Kuwait working for Lasran Turbo Hydrocarbon Engineering as a lead HSC engineer for AOC pipeline project. Regarding my family, my wife, Asmi, and I have 2 lovely angels, Sarah and Zara. They are residing at my home, newly brought home at apartment at Alua, which is near to the house, which is half an hour journey from the Cochin International Airport. During my last vacation also, I visited the Queen of Hill Stations in Kerala, which is called Idiki. And we spent around 10 days. Because of small kids, I couldn't able to pre-plan the journeys. So what I did is just to go for a random, wherever we go, just go for and check in the availability of the resort and have a stay there. And we had a chance to enjoy one day in a KTDC resort, which is inside the forest. So after 6 o'clock, they will not allow the people to go inside that particular tiger reserve. So that was one of the amazing stay I had it in Kerala, in Idiki. So why this Goats on Country is actually the tagline from KTDC, Kerala Tourism Development Authority, to promote tourism from all over the world. Once again, thank you. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Najas, for taking us through your fascinating journey from the God's own country to the deserts of the Middle East, in all the countries of Middle East. As usual, let us give him a quick feedback through our poll system. Do try to give quick feedback. 30 seconds more. Five, 4, 3, 2. Thank you for all who participated. Let's move on to the next speech. The fourth speaker is Toastmaster Srinivasalu. Srinivasalu is a profession is QHSC officer. Since 14 years in Kuwait, joined Toastmasters Club in February 2022. So fairly new Toastmaster, and I see that you have been doing quite well delivering speeches, and Area 19 Director and Club President inspired. Okay, so Toastmaster Dinesh has inspired him to join Toastmasters. He's delivering a project from Dynamic Leadership, and Toastmaster Fakhruddin will now explain what are those objectives of the speech.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My target speaker, Toastmaster Srini, is embarking on dynamic leadership pathway, level 1, project 3. The title is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose statement of his project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. The title of his speech is Conviction. I wish him all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Right. Toastmaster Srinivasalu, can you do a test of your audio? Let me check.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Is it audible and visible?
All right. Go ahead. The floor is all yours. Start your speech.
How many of you agree we should understand the question before answer? Fellow Toastmasters, good evening to all and guests. I was 22 and my first real job interview, hair clean, best clothes and shoe polished. I had bought my CV, references and my certificates. I really want the job. I sat up straight as back as chair I was sitting on, listening very carefully to the questions and answering each of them thoroughly. Suddenly, looking forward, interviewer leaned forward, fixed his eyes on mine, and said, "Have you any convictions?" I blushed, looked down. He waited. Then, taking a deep breath, I began. I have a lot of convictions. He stayed, but I plunged boldly on. Yes, I said, I believe in don't others as you would do, as you would have done to yourself. I think that it's really important to understand what it's like to be as others people shoes. I also believe. I never finished my sentence because interviewer snorting with laughter. The word convictions has several meanings. One is to have been found guilty or convicted of a crime by a court of law, which is the meaning of the interviewer intended. Another is to hold strong beliefs, how I interpret the word. The purpose behind my story was to help you understand the importance of asking for clarification if we don't understand the question, or if it seems of contest, out of context. So we have to be able to ask the interviewer to rephrase in words I knew. And now that I am much older, I really realize how unconsciously privileged I was as a young boy. I would never have occurred to me that someone would even think to ask that question. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivasalu. And now we will give him a quick feedback using a poll system. I do encourage everyone to provide feedback as it is helpful for us speakers to improve themselves. 25 seconds to go. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you for all who participated. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Roshan. Roshan Rahiman Abdul Kader, by profession, he is an industrial hygiene officer in Kepik Company. He joined Toastmasters in April 2022. His hobby is reading books, and he heard about Toastmasters from ASSP Kuwait Chapter. He is delivering an icebreaker, and he will be evaluated by a senior Toastmaster, Toastmaster Sunil Sadhana. Toastmaster Sunil.
Hello, Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and their guests. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Roshan, is embarking his journey in the pathways. The pathway selected is dynamic leadership. He's going to start the level 1, project number 1, which is icebreaker. And the title is My Journey. The purpose statement of his project is, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. The timing, please note, it will be from 4 to 6 minutes. And I wish all the best to Toastmaster Roshan for his embarking journey with the icebreaker. Over to you, Toastmaster, today.
Toastmaster Roshan, can you say a few words? Just want to make sure I can hear and see you.
Can you hear me, Toastmaster Secretary, sir?
Yeah, okay, great. The floor is all yours. Please start your speech.
Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Myself, Roshan Rahman Abdul Qadir. I'm coming from the state of Kerala, from northern part of Kerala, from Calicut, and which is famous for the great food. And also my place is near to Kapad beach. Like everybody had heard about Kapad during our schooling days, where Vasco da Gama had landed in the year 1498. Talking about myself, we are a family comprising of 4 members, including my parents, my brother, and my beautiful wife. I completed my schooling in the year of 2010 and started my college days as a graduated as a mechanical engineer and migrated to Kuwait in the year of 2016. I worked for 3 different companies as a HSC professional, and currently I am employed as an industrial hygiene officer in Kipik at the Al Zour refinery project. So how and why I joined Toastmasters? Like initially I was part of the Toastmasters club. I attended some of the meeting in the year of 2018, and I don't know, by some of the other reasons, I was unable to continue the meetings. And recently we were having some discussions and I have came across new roles and new team members and new people, and understood why there is a requirement or why I have to improve my communication skills and the presentation skills, so that we will have a good leadership skill within ourselves or myself. So nevertheless, I don't have to think about any other options. I knew ASSP Club and the Toastmasters is going on. Immediately I contacted our Sunil sir and our president of the Toastmasters Club. And the next meeting I attended, and I told him my willingness to join the club. So after that, I started very recently also, one of the other mentor, he also recommended to start reading books and guiding in the selection and the reading of books. So now the whole life changed. Like earlier, I used to spend most of the time using WhatsApp or Facebook or chatting with friends. So now everything changed. Now most of the day, even after our working hours or during the working hours also, I used to spend 15 minutes of the day like going through summary of the books or some quotes like that will like act as a coffee. As we are speaking, act as a coffee, it will give some kind of a caffeine to your body. It will run your entire day. So later on, I got through some books, like increase my speeding in the reading of books. Similarly, I also want to increase the speed in my presentation and leadership skills. That's why I'm here today. And our Toastmaster, Mr. Sunil, he was also one of the career mentor for me during my early stages. And it is a prestige that he is also my mentor for the Toastmasters also. And I would like to just say one word and request our fellow Toastmasters also to capture that in your mind, that not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. It was a great quote by former US President Harry S. Truman. Like this, we have to write and present, stick it to our desktop or in our office so that it will remind us who we are, like what we are and what we have to do to achieve in our pathway personally and professionally. So with that quote, I would like to thank for the opportunity and to associate with all the mastermind people here. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshan. I am glad to see you have taken your first steps, and I hope that after a few meetings you will become a believer and bring the rest of the ASSP chapter to ASSP Kuwait Toastmasters Club. Let us give feedback to Roshan using our poll system. Seconds to go. Fifteen seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2. Thank you everyone who has participated in the poll. Move on to our sixth speaker, Toastmaster Fakhruddin Malura. Now, Fakhruddin has joined Toastmasters not long ago, but I have seen tremendous improvement in him in the way he delivers, and I hope Roshan, you are paying attention, because this is what Toastmasters does for us. It helps us, as you rightly said, to improve our communication and leadership skills. Today, Fakhruddin is delivering a level 2 project on communication style, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Nuha, who will now explain the objectives of this project. Toastmaster Nuha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The object of Toastmaster Fakhruddin today, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his communication style on others. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fakhruddin. Let's do a audio check. Are you audible?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Yep. All right. I can hear you and see you. That's all I need. The floor is yours. Please start your speech.
I would just need to share my screen. PPT.
Yeah, you should be able to share your screen. No problem.
Yes. Showing preparing PowerPoint.
It is taking a little long to come up, maybe because of it's up now. You can proceed.
Okay. Just to set myself in focus. Okay. what is the key to success in our career? This was the last question I asked in my previous speech. And I have explained that 85% of our success depends on our communication skills, on our ability to communicate clearly and effectively. But we must know that communication is not just about speaking a language fluently. There are many important elements of communications: active listening, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, that's your body language, understanding communication styles, and emotional control. Distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, dear guest, welcome to Speechathon. Today, I'm going to discuss about one of the key elements of effective communication, which apparently controls all other elements of communication. That is understanding your communication style. Now, what is communication style? A communication style is defined as the way in which an individual interacts with another or pass the message intentionally or unintentionally through their behaviors. Every person has their own style of communication, but understanding your own communication style, by understanding your own communication style and style of the other person to whom you're communicating, you can adjust yourself to communicate effectively. But what are the different communication styles? Friends, if you search online, and if you search online for different types of communication style, you will find there are various different classifications of communication styles. The most logical and meaningful communication styles of all of them I found is there available in Toastmaster International Framework. Now, according to the Toastmaster International Framework, there are 4 main types of communication styles. The first one, direct communication style. Second, the initiating communication style. Third, the supporting communication style. And the fourth one, analytical communication style. Firstly, as the name suggests, the direct communication style, the person with the direct communication styles speak directly to the point. They are focused, result-oriented, and very ambitious. They are sometimes very strong-willed and demanding. This type of persons are more concerned about the results and not relationships. Secondly, those with the initiating style of communications are very sociable, enthusiastic, energetic, and fun-loving persons. They sometimes talk more than what they listen, and they are motivated by the relationship. Thirdly, those people with supportive communication styles are calm, steady, and very gentle. They appear to be patient, amiable, and cooperative. They dislike changes, and that's why sometimes appears to be indecisive. Finally, those with the analytical communication styles are precise, exact, analytical, and logical. They are systematic, task-oriented, and diplomatic in nature. That's why sometimes they are perceived as a perfectionist. Now, the first important thing to understand is that one person may not just have one type of communication style. In most cases, he or she may have a combination of this type of communication styles. For example, in my case, after taking an assessment, my own assessment during this project, I found this. This is my assessment. The rating varies from 0 to 5, 0 minimum, 5 maximum. So as you can clearly see, the result shows that I prefer more analytical and supportive kind of communication style. And that's true. Being a professional engineer, I always prefer precise, analytical, and logical talk. And I'm calm, steady, and gentle in my nature, sincere in my nature. These results also show that I'm not very fond of initiating and direct communication style. That's the area for my improvement. Now, the second important thing which all of us to understand is that to be an effective communicator, Your communication style has to be situational. It has to be adaptive to your needs. It cannot be fixed. You cannot fix it to one type of communication style. For example, in my case, being a professional engineer, I need to be more supportive to my seniors, to my boss, so that they can depend on me, they can trust on me. But while dealing with my subordinates, my juniors, I need to be more direct in my communication in order to get the results, what I need from them. I cannot be supportive and initiative. I cannot use supportive and initiative style here, as it may not give me the desired result. In the same way, when I go out with my family and friends, and while dealing with them, if I use my analytical styles of communication with a lot of data, figures, and facts, they may easily get bored and lose the connectivity. So here I need to be more initiative to engage with them and to get their attentions. So hence, finally, friends, we must understand that there is no fixed communication style. You have to identify your communication style and the style of a person to whom you are communicating. Then you can adjust or tune yourself to communicate clearly and effectively. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for sharing that very important topic on communication and the different styles that we have. I also had mostly an analytical style when I delivered it, when I did the assessment, and I have very low initiating. In fact, whenever we go out, as you rightly said, my wife would prefer that I am more initiating rather than analytical. And this is something both of us, I believe, we need to improve upon. Okay, let's do a quick feedback for our speaker on his communication style. "30 seconds to go. Please complete. This feedback really helps the speakers to identify what they can do to do better in their next speech. "15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on to our last speaker today, Toastmaster Nuha Madani. Translator with a passion for teaching toddlers, which gives us great excuse for consuming more crayons, colors, glitter and clay, and spending a fortune on stationery. You remind me of my daughter. I'm here to learn, grow, and make a lasting friendship. While doing that, I keep my eyes on World Championship of Public Speaking and aspire to be the first Sudanese to win the title. I'm sure if you put in the effort, Nuha, you will do it. Today, Nuha is delivering a level 5 project, so she's almost reaching the completion of a path. Will be evaluated by Sarah, Toastmaster Sarah.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, today you will be witnessing a speaker, to be put in particular, my speaker, Toastmaster Nuha, who will be attempting her level 5 project, team building, and she will be doing her second speech. The objectives of her speech are for the member to practice the skills needed to build a cohesive team and host an event. But today in her speech, she has to share some aspect of her experience building a team and leading a team building event. I wish my speaker all the best. I can't wait to hear you speak today. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nuha. Let's do a quick test on your audio.
Hello, DTM Cadgeton.
All right, great. The floor is all yours. Please start your speech.
Do you know how a bird learns to fly? Any idea? Well, their mom put them on a log and just kicked them off the tree and let them learn how to fly. Well, my mentor, Toastmaster Omar Farouk, is like that. He just put me in the project and tells me to do that. It was my very first year in Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Omar, as Area 31 in Division F, Area 31 Director in Division F, came to me and told me, Nuha, you will be the event chair for our contest. Now, Division F, Area 31 is one of the oldest areas in District 79. So immediately I freaked out. I don't know what to do or how to assemble a team. So I went on and did my homework and came up with five important elements that you can use to build the dream team that I used in building my team. The first obstacle that I thought about was difficulty in making decisions. As I'm not a leader yet, it was difficult for me to make decisions when they are needed. So to solve this problem, I did two things. First of all, I increased my knowledge about each and every role that is needed in the contest. The second is I chose leaders. And this can make you a little curious. How can you choose a leader? You are the leader. By choosing a leader for the sub-positions, you're allowing the decision-making to grow from within the team. So by doing these two things, increasing my knowledge and choosing leaders for the subcommittees, I was able to conquer this point. The second point, missing the project deadlines. Of course, to prepare for a contest, there are many levels that you have to accomplish. You have to brief the contestants, you have to brief your team members, you have to collect the important information, you have to reserve the time and date and do publicity and everything. So missing project deadlines was essential factor that can lead to team drowning and not being able to achieve our mission. So what I did is scheduling a clear deadline schedule. We're doing this at this time, and I shared it on the Google Drive with all the members, with all my team members, so they will be able to expect what I need to them when I need, and my role will be just reminding them. The third obstacle that I faced during my leadership role is the poor communication. And poor communication usually happens because we have different expectations. And sometimes when someone feels too anxious to take the position or that they don't have enough knowledge to do that, they feel reluctant to communicate and ask. So what I did is that to open a channel for communication. And I clearly told them to err is human. We all make mistakes. The most important thing is when there is a mistake, we can all bring that mistake and resolve it and keep on going. The fourth one was unclear goals. What are the goals that we need out of this team? Establishing clear goals will help me not only be ahead of my timeline, but also organize the whole project. Last and 5 point was lack of creativity. And this usually happens when you try to put extra effort in something without being ourselves. So I encouraged my team to be themselves. The chief sergeant at arms, I told him, do it your way, the way you want to do it. The contest master, I told them, do it your way, the way you want to do it. When I give them platform for creativity, they were able to excel in their roles. And one important lesson I learned during this experience other than the 5 obstacles that I had to demolish to make the dream team, is that by nature, I'm a perfectionist. If the things are not done the way I want it, the moment I need it, I will be freaking out and I'll be trying to do them myself. But doing that leadership role made me realize an important thing, that leadership is not about being perfect in everything. Leadership is about allowing your club, your team members, and yourself to grow together. And as soon as you do that, quality will immediately improve. When I did these 5 points, which is choosing leaders, setting a schedule, creating open lines for communication, establishing clear goals, and being myself, I was able to achieve an event that was called a district level event. So fellow Toastmasters, it's not my way or the highway all the time. You have to take the highway to leadership sometimes. Over to you, Toastmaster, today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nuha. I was listening to your speech and you have demonstrated the essence of emotional intelligence. In emotional intelligence, if you want to score high, it cannot be my way or the highway. That is not leadership anymore. Let us give quick feedback to Nuha. Thirty seconds more. Fifteen seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me run a quick poll. We have 2 polls today because we have 2 types of speeches. We have the beginners. There were 2 icebreakers. So I'll run a poll to select the best icebreaker today. So we had Najas and Roshan. Please choose the best icebreaker.
Toastmasters of the day, sorry for interruption. Can you take the timing report?
Oh, sorry. Yes, my mistake. Toastmaster
Yes.
Asma, please can you give us the timing report?
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Sunil, 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Karimullah Sheikh, 6 minutes and 39 seconds. He's on, in Afon. Najas, 7 minutes and 13 seconds. It is, sorry. All of them, all of the speakers in time. Please. La ilaha illallah. Najas and wait. Okay, Najas, 7 minutes. He's out. Srinivasalu also out because he took 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Roshan, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Fakhruddin, 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Nuha, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you. In the interest of time, I will not launch the poll because it needs to be edited. I'll hand over to the general evaluator to conduct the general evaluation session. Toastmaster Sharil, are you there?
It was a lovely meeting. Timer report has already been taken up. So we'll straightway go to the evaluation session, and let me invite our first evaluator, evaluate her speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Sadhana. One evaluator, can you please share your evaluation?
Sorry, I want to interrupt here. General evaluator. Sorry for interruption. General evaluator, please check the audio of the evaluator first. If anyone have the internet issue or the no audibility, you can recommend them to send the written evaluation direct to the speaker. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, so evaluator one, check your audio first.
Okay, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, good evening once again.
Yeah, you're completely audible. You can continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, today Toastmaster Sunil delivered a level 2 speech, understanding your leadership style. And the purpose of his speech was to explain or to put on display his leadership styles. Did he meet the objectives? He definitely did, because he shared with us 3 of his styles, which are the democratic style, the authoritative style, and the affiliative style, and where he demonstrates these styles. What I liked about Toastmaster Sunil's speech was that he told us that he's going to explain to us his styles in 3 roles. Beautifully done, as a father's role, at his workplace, as a manager, and as a social worker at ASSP Social Club. Now, how did he do that? In 2 steps. He had a perfect speech, which he divided into 3, the triads that he used there, and the delivery was excellent, because in the delivery, he used a video which was so apt for his speech. He delivered his speech with complete confidence. He knew what he was speaking. He knew that he was conveying nothing but his personal leadership styles. And that gave him the edge to speak with confidence. If there was something that I would have looked for in his speech, what he could have done better, I was waiting for him to say, what changes have you made to bring about a change? Because his video says, what you do is what they do. Had he to ask this question, it would make us think, what is it that I have changed? And that would bring a connect and relatability in his speech. Of course, when we watched the video, we did connect, but asking that question would definitely make a difference. And another thing that I would love to see in your speeches, Toastmaster Sunil, is pauses. Give us time to reflect on what you are saying so that we can put ourselves in your shoes and see what it is for you or what it is meant for us. I like that you ended up with a call for action where you said that we need to change our leadership styles to suit the occasions or to suit the environment in which we are put. Absolutely, that is what it is all about. So all in all, you had an excellent speech. You delivered it with confidence. You had your triads there. You told us your styles, which was very important. All you need to work on is your pauses and ask rhetorical questions where we connect to your speech. With that, over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Evaluator, for such a comprehensive evaluation. I'm sure speaker would have learned, not only speaker, but other Toastmasters would have learned from your evaluation, and they will try to inculcate all these points when they deliver any speech. So can we have a huge round of applause for our evaluator, first evaluator? Thank you so much. Moving ahead, can I invite our second evaluator, DTM Ram Kumar, to evaluate his speaker, Toastmaster Karimullah Sheikh. DTM Ram Kumar, looking forward to hear your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My target speaker, Karimullah. What an amazing, humorous, personal, and story. Among the companions, how many of you sit and spend some time to hear development? Especially, you can't hear? Yeah.
Sorry, DTM Ramkumar, really we are not unable to hear you. Just you can try either by removing your headset if it is okay. Otherwise, I may request you with a great apology to send the written evaluation to the speaker because we're not getting the words. So there is no use to deliver your evaluation. Check one more time, please.
Thank you, DTM Dinesh. You cannot hear me, right? Cannot hear? Yes?
Proper not getting the words. We hear the sound, but it is the
okay. I'll give you a written evaluation.
May I just interrupt? Ram, just continue. It looks like, okay, just increase the volume, everyone. It seems I can hear him.
You can hear me?
Yes, please proceed. Please proceed.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, mic check. 1, 2, 3, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ram, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, no? Thumbs up. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you very much. We had a wonderful speech from the Toastmaster Karimullah. Speech objective was the purpose of receiving the feedback from the evaluators of speech and deliver the second speech. What a wonderful speech he delivered. He engaged, involved, and entertained everyone at first. How many of us are actually fortunate to have a cup of tea? Sun is sitting and relaxing, and he is relaxing next to the space. Why? He's sitting the tea with the newspaper. Wow. But soon, he refused. He went. He had a tragedy. The tragic incident. He fell. Black bulldog chased him. He fell over. He had. And the beautiful conclusion was, don't say no whenever wife offers coffee. All in all, he applied as a past speech feedback. What was the feedback? Confidence. I see the confidence in him. Second, he has to speak from the heart. How many of you felt that he actually poured out, though it's a level 1 speech? I love it. The third one, most important thing, I believe he is really a speaker. He put out his heart so clearly that somewhere he also touched it with a great story of his companionship, waking up early in the morning, having a cup of coffee, and correcting, tapping, talking to each other. That is wonderful. Now, as part of the improvement, I would suggest Karimullah for his next level. He has met the objectives, no doubt, by implementing the speeches, the feedback given by the evaluator, improve your confidence, and constructive speech. With a good conclusion. The points for improvement, to summarize, I would like to say, stand up, deliver your speech with confidence. 1. 2, improve your pronunciation of the words. When you say, hurt my wife, you heard, actually, it is hurt my wife. Bring that emotion, store it when you deliver a speech. Your eye contact, you're always looking down. Your eye contact should be at this, searching to the audience. Could be better. And vocal variety can be improved. Audience awareness, the speech is perfect. Your comfort level of sitting and delivering, I would suggest to stand up and deliver. And the interesting thing, what I felt that you engage the audience with interesting, well constructed content relating to your personal story. So improvise on gestures, stand up and deliver. And wish you all the best for your next level. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Ramkumar. It
Thank you.
was again a
I cannot hear
very
you.
well explained evaluation. We were able to hear it out. Hopefully, the speakers and all the Toastmasters will take the best from this evaluation and they will try to implement it in their further speeches. Thank you, DTM Ramkumar. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh to evaluate his speaker, Toastmaster Najas. And I'm sure Toastmaster Najas would be looking forward for his evaluation being his first icebreaker speech. So over to you, Evaluator Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. So my target speaker, Toastmaster Najas, he fulfilled the purpose statement of this project. Congratulations, Toastmaster Najas. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. 100% he is satisfied his overall speech. First thing, he chose a catchy title, God's Own Country. Of course, everybody knows this title, but it is a catchy title. And he structured his speech in a chronological order. Like first he described the state, the southern part of India, Kerala, and then his date of birth, 1984, and the structure of his area. Like first it is a village, then it is a municipality, then the various corporate companies established there and development of that area. Then his studies in Royal Kingdom School and his childhood days using auto rickshaw, then his using private buses. After that, higher education in Cochin University, mechanical engineering, fire and safety. Then his job places like Hyderabad, Chennai, again in South India. His likes, dislikes like traveling, photography, traveling is his passion, and his work profile in Mumbai in a public sector company. Then his job in GCC like Bahrain, 6 years, and shutdowns in Kuwait and Qatar. Then as a member of Toastmasters Club in Bahrain, then ASSP Toastmasters Club. And he described his personal life also, like 2 lovely daughters, and he described his native area resorts, Neduki resorts. He ordered the speech, arranged speech in very chronological order and a very systematic order. He touched every aspect of his life, childhood, colleges, education, his likes. He is a nature lover, everything. Najas explained the speech in a very cool manner, and eye contact is very well. His confidence levels are very high. There are only 2 things I want to suggest him to take this speech to next level is just to take a small pauses. People should understand your previous sentence before that you are passing the next sentence. People should understand, and then you can slowly pass. The pause in the sense like a very fraction of seconds. Then you can deliver this speech by standing. Since it is icebreaker speech, it is your personal story. So you can deliver this speech by standing also, so that we can monitor more your body language and your stage usage. It is good for you. Overall, the speech is very excellent and well articulated and eloquently delivered. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Sheikh. It was a detailed evaluation, and I'm sure that being the first icebreaker speech for the speaker, Najas, he would have learned more and he would be applying all these evaluation for his further speeches. So thank you and congratulations to Toastmaster Najas for his icebreaker speech. Next up, we have Toastmaster Fakhruddin, and he will be evaluating Toastmaster Srinivasalu, and we are looking forward for the evaluation. Can we have Toastmaster Fakhruddin for the evaluation session, please?
Yeah, good evening once again. My target speaker, Toastmaster Srinu, has done really well. In fact, he is embarking on a challenging pathway, which is the dynamic leadership. and being a very active and enthusiastic Toastmaster, he is now pursuing a project 3, which is Introduction to Vocal Variety. So being very new to a Toastmaster, I know myself that the topic is really challenging, vocal variety and body language. Now, being inspired from my mentor, I would like to evaluate his speech, highlighting 3 points where he has done well and 3 points where he needs to improve. The first one, where he has done well, is by asking question in the beginning. He has engaged the audience, and that was really well done. He was confident in the beginning, and he asked the question. Second thing, that he has narrated a personal story, which was very touching. The interview, the segment where he was facing interview and the interviewer was laughing at him. So that was really connecting to his personal story. The third thing, which I've seen, that he has indeed used his body language. He was moving his hand, he was trying to express himself using his body and his hand gesture, his eye, his face expressions, so that were visible. So well done on that part, Toastmaster Srini. Now, the areas of improvement. What I have seen, that initially you were confident, but later on, as the time passed, I see you were getting nervous. So you were a bit nervous in the later stages of your speech. So that's the area I think you can improve. And you can do it by more rehearsing, more kind of practicing. The second area which I've seen is vocal variety. Throughout your speech, you were using one single tone. So the vocal variety was not much visible throughout your speech. And the last final part, which I would like you to improve, is to work on is time management. In your previous speeches also, you have not used your minimum allotted time. So that's not a good part for a speaker. So you need to use your minimum allotted time and try to have some more content, elaborate your speech and give something more. So to conclude, it was really a challenging task for you and you have done really well. You have engaged the audience by asking questions. You have used the personal story, which was very connecting. Body language was good. The nervousness is the area where you can improve. Vocal variety, using more vocal variety and use more content to use the minimum allotted time. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
It is said that small details makes a big difference. So today's evaluation was apt for this saying, that you pinpointed or you highlighted the intricacies of the speech. All in all, it was a good speech, but there were small things which have to be put into account and it would have become a great speech. So thank you, Evaluator Toastmaster Fakhruddin, for giving such an intricate evaluation. I'm sure we all have learned from it. Now, I would like to call upon our next evaluator, that is Toastmaster Sunil Sadhana, and he will be evaluating an icebreaker speech by the speaker Toastmaster Roshan. Toastmaster Sunil, we are looking forward to hear your evaluation.
Good evening once again, General Evaluator and my target speaker, Toastmaster Roshan. My journey. What a speech it was. Really, I congratulate embarking his journey of pathways with that great icebreaker speech. I could see that confidence in you while giving that speech in front of this stage. In fact, I appeared to be like who has completed his level 1 project and we are embarking a level 2 journey. You have a great confidence. You have a great skill of narration, connecting each other from the start till the end. Starting with where you have been connected with your personal things, like your schooling, the native place, the Vasco da Gama area of Kapad, and the college days, and then coming up to your various jobs, then the current job as IHS officer, where you were able to get some good skills with ASSP. Earlier you were, and you again came back to the Toastmasters fraternity to refresh more your skills and embark into the new journey of Toastmaster. The good things which towards the end, we saw that you have a very good quote, which you had explained, that not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are leaders. That's a very good quote, which has given a crispy end to your speech. In your speech, you had a series of things which you had. There was a good clarity of the spoken language, and it was clear and easily understood for all of us, which is one of the objectives to be achieved. Vocal variety, I would rather suggest a little bit of enhancement, where you can have a little bit of vocal changes in the way of speaking it, then it would have been given more impact. So vocal variety is one area where you can have a improvement. Eye contact was perfect. You were all together looking towards the screen, and all of us were able to see you, and it was a great thing. Gestures, a little bit of gestures you could have been as what the movement of the hands or fingers or something. Whenever we are upon a stage, you can have a little bit of movement. Audience awareness was good. Comfort level, we find it very perfect. And the interest with the audience was very much, because it was an icebreaker speech and people would like to know you better. Overall, it was a great speech, and I congratulate you for completing this one. There are some few points like vocal variety, gestures, which can be looked upon for your future upcoming speeches. Also have a suggestion of looking into your structure of the speech, where we could have this quote in the first stage, and later on we can have some messages in the end, which would have been more entertaining to all of us. But overall, it was a great speech from you as an icebreaker, and we look forward to you for great speeches from you later on in your upcoming projects. And all the best, and congratulations once again for embarking the Toastmasters journey with this great icebreaker speech. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Would have learned a lot from the evaluation. Would like to call upon Toastmaster Nuha to evaluate Master Fakhruddin. Toastmaster Nuha.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Fakhruddin, how are you feeling? Well, congratulations on delivering a project in communication styles. I like that you're adapting in technology like our guru here, DTM Kajitan. And I can see that your presentation was branded, was following the brand guidelines. You're maintaining a formal attire as he always does. Your tone was calm and composed during the whole presentation, and your hand gestures are minimal, which avoided distraction. Normally, when people do the presentation, when someone is sharing presentation, you will find that hand gesture is all over the place and distracting the audience from focusing on the presentation. So well done on that. I will not comment on the technical failure that happened, because of course it happens. And I know that next time you will try to rectify that. What else did I like about your speech? Using rhetorical questions, lots of them. What's the key to success in career? What are communication styles? What is your communication style? Your speech was packed with rhetorical questions. I hope that if you pose for a little bit, allowing us to think when you give that rhetorical question, perhaps for 10 to 15 seconds. What else did I like about your speech? I like that you gave us a brief about communication styles, but you did not give us your experience in communication styles. We wanted to hear from you what happened to you when you were doing the analytical communication and someone else is communicating with you directly. I'm sure that conflict was creating a story, and that story is worth telling, because that is how you inspire your audience and how you connect with them. You show them that we are all in this struggle together, but here's a way to resolve this. I learned this to do this. So I was looking for that personal story in your speech, that tell us how did your communication style help you and when it was an obstacle for you, when you needed to adopt another style. Another thing was you didn't have a clear call to action. You spoke about situational leader, which is an important thing for an engineer to be a situational leader, and it's an important thing to learn all communication styles. But you didn't have a clear call to action for the audience to inspire them that they need to learn their communication styles right now and start working on that. The American author and coach Anthony Robbins once said, to effectively communicate with others, we need to realize that we are all different in the way we interpret the world and use this understanding in our communication with others. Overall, well done. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nuha, for your comprehensive evaluation. Evaluating now Toastmaster Nuha, and Toastmaster Sara will be evaluating Toastmaster Nuha. So Toastmaster Sara, can we have your evaluation, please?
No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. Toastmaster Noah, I was reminded of this quote, which is very dear to my heart because that is what you portrayed as a leader in your team. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my speaker, Toastmaster Noah in particular, a very warm good evening to one and all. Who's the boss? Phenomenal title for an exceptional speaker. I would say that every one of you here present would agree that we all witnessed planning, strategizing, and execution at its best. Ladies and gentlemen, what is that one thing that we expect from the leader of the organizing committee of an event? First and foremost, to know the purpose of the event, to build a team, to plan it out, to bring the best out in each and every individual member, and to execute the event in the best possible way. Toastmaster Nuha, we not only heard you today, but we lived through your efforts, struggles, adversities of building your team. With the way you started, you exuberated confidence with every word uttered. And there was always a beautiful smile on your face throughout the duration of your speech. You caught the audience attention with a question, which honestly speaking, it was quite vague, and I didn't know where you're going to lead us into the rest part of your speech, but you justified it by the content. You made sure to articulate certain bits and pieces of your speech through the wide range of vocal variety. And I'm impressed by the way, as a leader, you activated your emotional intelligence when dealing with certain situations. You broke down your speech into the 5 obstacles you faced, which for us, all of us, it gave us a new dimension to look at you not just as an effective communicator, but as quite an inspirational leader. Let's look at this segment, which I would like to call as half class full. A few key pointers to take your speech up a notch. You took 5 minutes, 50 seconds, which according to me is an understated usage of time. I wanted to know more. I wanted to hear more. And I believe that you could have justified the time by putting in more personal narratives. Stage choreography would add the extra kick to your speech when you're storytelling. To summarize, wonderful execution, over-the-top confidence, well-structured content, the ever so charming smile, but would love to see more on the part of delivery and time management. Phenomenal performance, kudos to you, and all the best for your future speeches. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. I would say evaluation was very good, but more than that, I loved your energy and smile on your face. So that was commendable. So can I have a timer report for all the evaluators?
Hello. Okay. TM Persella, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Ram Kumar, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Jamaluddin, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Fakhruddin also 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Sunil, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Noha, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Sarah, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, timer, for your professional timing. Now, can we launch the poll for the best evaluators? By the time we are doing with the poll, can I have the grammarian report and let us know how was the usage of English throughout the meeting?
General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sunil. Apologize, there was no grammarian in today the meeting, and our counter also disconnected at start of the meeting. So you can, after poll, you can proceed for your general evaluation.
General evaluation. Okay, fine. Since we don't have the grammarian and the counter for the meeting, I would just like to mention a few points which were there for the meeting. The number one meeting, as and when I had joined Toastmaster, the first thing which I learned about the Toastmaster is about the time management and the punctuality they all are famous for. No matter how many members are there in the meeting, whether it's physical meeting or online meeting, how many members are present, that doesn't matter. Irrespective of that fact, if the time given is 6:30, meeting started at 6:30. I joined the meeting by 6:15 and I could see that there were many members who were already there in the meeting room. That was very good. This shows that not only our time, but as well as we respect other person's time as well. This is what the beauty of Toastmaster is all about. Moving further, the speakers, it was some sort of a speachathon going on, and all the speakers ranging from icebreaker to level 5. It was a beautiful speeches which I heard today all in one go. So goes with the evaluators. They all gave their comprehensive evaluation, which is going to help the speakers as well as the other speakers. And not only as a general evaluator, but as a Toastmaster, I'm going to include all these evaluations in my further speeches. I'm quite new to Toastmaster. Up next, the timer. Timer was highly professional. And the report given by the timer was comprehensive and accurate. So, and I would like to mention Toastmaster of the day. I think one of the most professional Toastmaster of the day I had seen was today's meeting. And not to mention the President Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar, somehow he manages to get all the role players maybe in the last moment or something, but that is what leadership is all about, that you manage to get the role players no matter what. So I think he should get a big round of applause. What happens is that we generally appreciate our team members, but we always forget to appreciate the team president or the team leader. He or she is generally taken for granted. That happens. So I would appreciate Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar on that part. However, as the areas of improvement, as I would felt that when the agenda was already floated, before that only we should have been confirming with the role players, like our counter and grammarian. In any Toastmaster meeting, our counter and grammarian, okay, more or less grammarian plays an important role. And today being a meeting where we were having so many speakers, we should have a grammarian, and it should have been sorted out before the meeting started. So that's the only thing which I felt, that all the role players should have confirmed before we begin the meeting, not when we are doing a meeting and we are getting apologies. This is little unprofessional, and when we have already given the commitment, we should not back off, no matter what. Or we would have assigned someone else. We would have requested some other Toastmaster that, okay, fine, I've got caught up with some other work. Can you please take up the role before the meeting began? That shows our commitment towards the Toastmaster platform. That's our respect towards the platform which we are going in. And it's not about a Toastmaster meeting, it's about a general personality, general trait which we have in our personality. So that was very good. And rest, one more thing I wanted to say, that I know many of the speakers in today's meeting. I have seen them in certain other contests. Me being a very new Toastmaster, what I had learned is that Toastmaster speeches is verbally, it's only 20%. 80% of your speech is all about your non-verbal communication, what we emanate through our face and through our body, the positivity which we are giving. So I would request all the speakers, whether it's your level 5 speech, whether it's your icebreaker speech or level 4, please stand up and speak. When we sit and when we speak, we are not able to read your body language. It is just the words which we are listening, which we are hearing rather. But when we stand up and speak, the impact is altogether different. All in all, it was a great meeting. I hope I have given my points, and Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal will take all these points into account. So that's how we all learn in Toastmasters. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for that excellent evaluation session, General Evaluator. I know we were stretched for time. When I saw the agenda, 7 speeches, 2 hours, I knew it was not possible. I tried my best to keep things moving, and we have achieved a lot. Delivering 7 projects in one meeting is not a joke. Many of you all have progressed because of this. I will take a group photo before I hand over, and I will launch the poll for the best speaker. So if you all can please enable your cameras, if possible, in 3, 2, 1, right. I see everyone is almost switch on their cameras. 3, 2. Okay, just for the sake, we'll take one more to make sure everyone's smiley face is on the camera, including mine. So 3, 2, great. And let me just launch the poll and hand over the meeting to our president for closure. So the best speaker role is pending. We have 4 nominees. Please choose the best speaker: Sunil, Karimullah, Fakhruddin, and Nuha. And the poll will be closed in 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. And with that, I end my role today as a Toastmaster of the day. Back to you, President Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal. You're on mute.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Distinguished Toastmasters Cadet and Merecto. May I request you to show the result? TTM Kajetan.
I will message it to you in 1 minute.
Directly you can announce, no issues, because you are the master of ceremony.
Uh,
Yeah, you
okay,
can announce.
I will do that. So let me check. Of course, for the best speaker in the icebreaker, by default, it was Toastmaster Ocean. The best speaker in the general category is our VP Education nominee, Toastmaster Fakhruddin Malura. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim. And we did not have table topics, so there is no table topic. So that's the results. I will prepare the certificates and we will share with them after the meeting through the president.
And there is no role players?
I have not prepared one. If required, it will take
Okay,
some
so
time.
all role player is the best role players. I will issue the certificate, and all the others category, best speaker, best evaluator, due to time constraint, I will share the certificate later to you. Sorry. Thank you, Toastmasters of the day, for wonderfully conducting this meeting. Here, thank you to everyone who participated in tonight meeting. As a special thank you to our guest who attended today's meeting, and we hope you all will come again to attend the meeting. Just a second. Fellow Toastmasters, words alone are not enough to express my gratitude to all role players and speakers of this meeting who taken a role and shown your enthusiasm to complete your project. I know you all are realizing requirement of the educational awards and goals to count the distinguished club performance point as we are at the ending the term of 2021 to 2022. So now I offer my deepest gratitude and thanks to our guest role players, starting with from distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla Dias, Toastmasters Noha Madani, Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim, Toastmaster Saril Dimri, and Toastmaster Asma Mughal. Pardon me if I'm missing any name of the guest role players, and these are guests. I can count them always there to help ASSP Toastmasters Club by taking the role. I once again thank you all from my bottom of my heart and always will be proud of you all. Last but not the least, let me thank few hidden Gavelier evaluators with Toastmasters Noha and Toastmasters Asma who were interrupting to them to say few words, I think, but they didn't allow to the small Gavelier cute Toastmasters. Now, first, obviously, I adjourn the meeting and then I will take the feedback from all of you. Bear with us. Thank you very much. And I will ask to DTM Kajetan, please stop the recording.
Thank you.